Hello and happy Thursday. Today, I want you to take a look at the feedback that was given to you in the assignment 8 critiques. It looks like a lot of you gave feedback to different students. I will be grading that today. And then you use that feedback and you can evolve and do spin off projects or rework this one. It's up to you and how you feel about your piece. Remember, they want to see experimentation. I wanted to use Mauricio's as an example today. The other day, he showed me his sketches and he was like not inspired. He felt like they were too dead center, and I kept telling him to avoid dead center. And then I said, "Well, what if you use them as thoughts and ideas around your head, and change it in some way?" So he did. So this was him tilting it and playing with it. Then he put it in Photoshop or Pixlr, I don't know what he did, and it was a little dark. And then he played with the contrast, and I was just blown away by this example. And I was like, "You are done. This is fantastic. I think you should even put this in a art show." Yes, he is dead center in this art piece, but he has a lot of other things going on, and it just works, and I love it. So that's the feedback I gave him. I also had him post it because when you know you really love something and it's strong and the teacher's telling you that, you can post those for your 11 through 15. Okay. So we posted it right here as one of his 11 through 15. Nice and big as best as you can get it. Usually you don't want to go any larger than 10 inches. If you have issues loading this, let me know and I'll talk to you further about that. I can always save them for you in Photoshop and resize them if you need them to be that way. Your 11 through 15 are supposed to be your best pieces. Now, we haven't finished assignments 8, 9, or 10 and posted those yet, so we still don't know what our best 5 is. But when you do, and you can post things here and keep updating it, but I know without a doubt that this is going to be one of his best pieces. So that is, him, and he's already posted some other things for 13, 14, and 15, and these may change later, and that's okay, but that's what's going to fill up your whole portfolio. Once you finish this, you need to make sure that you obviously have your materials, your measurements, and your process. Now, remember, the process is not the story, it's not the EQs. The process is the art making. How did you make this art piece? That's what you're explaining here. You only have 100 characters. What's gonna happen after that, you pick your best pieces, is step number 3. This segment we haven't worked on yet. This is selected works. These are supposed to be the 5 pieces that tell your entire story, showing variety, showing your best skills. So that is really, really important. So what you're going to do here is you post the best 5 that tell your inquiry, your story, your skills. So he has one already loaded. I wanted to show this as an example. I'm trying to make this smaller so you guys can see the overall. Oh, it doesn't want to let me. Anyways, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. And on these slots, yes, you put your process. You can copy and paste it from the other section. You can copy and paste your materials. But in this one, it's asking for your ideas. So what essential question, ideas of inquiry did you use to create the art piece in the deeper, beyond the obvious meaning? So that's where you're going to be expressing yourself about the background story and ideas, and you get 100 characters. A lot of students get mad at me because they want to put it in the process, but I'm like, guys, that's the art making. And this is here showing you and explaining to you what that's all about. So be very mindful of that. And if you know something, hit it out of the park and you want to go ahead and load that in your selected works and start writing about that, go for it. All right? And then once we finish the selected works, you will go to forwarding your portfolio to your teacher. That's step number 4. And right now it's saying, you can't forward this to your teacher. You're missing slots 8, 9, and 10. You're missing the information in slots la 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 la. So obviously he's not ready. But that's the entire portfolio. Now, going back to sustained investigation, once you fill slots 1 through 15 with all of your artwork, we are going to reorganize them. So, for example, this piece will be next to his original slide about it, which he doesn't have posted yet, which is number 8. So they'll be next to each other. So we're going to play with the arrangement. We can easily change these numbers and rearrange your artwork. All right. But I just like to have you do your slides 1 through 10 so it makes sense. And your 11 through 15 separate. Those are your best of the best. You don't know until you finish assignment 10. Then you not only will you select your best 5 for section number 3, you will need to look at the written evidence, describe how your sustained investigation shows evidence of practice, experimentation, and revision, guided by your questions of inquiry. So that's the second paragraph that I've been telling you to hold off on. You got to finish all the work before you can talk about all your work. And that will be the second paragraph. Now, Mauricio's got almost 1,200 characters for his first paragraph. He's going to have to weed through that and really answer the first question and the second question because you only get 1,200 characters for both. So that's why sometimes I trim the fat off of your answers to the first paragraph. I told him to leave it for now because, yes, it'll make sense for both, but he has to address both paragraphs. And that is the entire exam. Does anybody have any questions about this? I needed to use a student's example to really show you to understand what this is all about. Does this make sense, Amari?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions about it? Anything weird about it? She doesn't want to talk, I guess. All right. So if you take a look at the calendar, I just want to go over it real quick. We have your official grade for assignment 8. That will be due Monday, March 1st. I will start grading those. Today, you're going to read the critiques. You're going to see if any of it helps you evolve so you can experiment more. And then on Tuesday, we're going to start and submit our 4 sketches. And then just to let you know, the Buena Park City Hall Art Show deadline, we need to narrow down what art pieces, if anybody wants to put in pieces for the show. I don't think you're allowed to put in more than 2 pieces. It might be 3. I'm asking and I'm still waiting for an answer. And then progress reports are due on the following week on the 8th. That's the very last day. Don't give me all your work the very last day. I have a bunch of kids. They all want grades, and that makes my life overwhelming. So please try to get, grades for and load on the AP exam 1 through 8. I can grade off of that as well. Okay, any questions about that? So that progress report, the very last day is the 8th. And then we continue on with number 9, and then the official grade for number 9, yada, yada. And then spring break is the last week of March. And then when you look here, the final grade for number 10, and then this is where I'm talking about you making sure you wrote your process and your measurements and your slides and doing everything I just talked about, but I'm pacing it for the rest of that other month. So I just want you to have an overall understanding. So take a look at that. And if you have any questions, need any help, I'm here for you.